10 things Disney doesn't want you to know. Number 10. The author of Mary Poppins hated the movie. Original Mary Poppins author P.L. Travers took major umbrage at Disney's decision to adding dancing animated penguins, among many other changes to her story and characters. During the premiere in 1964, she literally wept during the movie. Number 9. It ain't always the happiest place on earth. Stressed out by misbehaving and or frightened kids, the expense of the average day at a Disney park, the pressures of the trip that got them there, the sheer crowd, and those constant repeats of that infernal song, It's a Small World, visitors sometimes just lose it. Disney staffers can tell you, Disney can be ground zero for family disputes. Number 8. Sometimes it seems Disney would rather you forget that there are real people inside the costumes of the classic characters you see delighting kids in the park. Thinking too hard about that fact kind of messes with the fantasy, but it's hard to think about that on a hot day when you see Mickey walking around in a full mouse gear and you say to yourself, man, it must be hot in that thing. It is. During the summer, the inside of the character costumes can top 130 degrees, especially back in the 1960s when performers started donning these costumes in parks. Number 7. There's an actual human skull in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It's not clear whose it is, or how it got there, but apparently the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland has a real human skull in it. You know, a skull. One that used to belong to an actual human person who once felt love and fear and then died, probably not realising that his or her skinless melon will be dressed up like a pirate in a California theme park. Number 6. You can't build an empire without stepping on a few people along the way. As it turns out, Disney stepped on quite a few, 1,293 to be specific. That's how many employees and animators worked in Disney's animation studios 6 days a week for low wages and no screen credits in finished films. The animators went on strike in 1941, and picketing lasted for 9 weeks, until Disney himself was persuaded by federal mediators to negotiate with his animators. Number 5. Walt Disney's idea for the 1940 premiere of Pinocchio at the Centre Theatre was to hire 11 little people and dress them up like the title character to perform on the theatre's marquee. After enjoying adult beverages with lunch, apparently the 11 Pinocchios drunkenly disrobed and made a scene. Eventually the cops carried them down, but not before hiding their shame under pillowcases. Number 4. In the early 1930s, Leni Riefenstahl made propaganda films about Nazis at Adolf Hitler's request, and in 1938 she was in America promoting her film about the 1936 Berlin Olympic Games, called Olympia. While most filmmakers shunned her, Riefenstahl was invited by Walt Disney to take a tour of his animation studio. Number 3. People get sick. Lots of junk food, lots of children with weak little stomachs, and lots of rides that take you up, drop you down and spin you around. Disney theme parks have all of that in abundance, so you know what often comes next. And so do the poor guys who have to clean up the park. Number 2. There are tunnels under Disney World that allow employees and cast members to move between different areas. The tunnels help costumed cast members to avoid incongruities. That's why you never see Tomorrowland cast members in Frontierland, and vice versa. And coming in at number 1, despite the fact that it's illegal, several people attempt to spread the ashes of their deceased on the Disney rides every year. Stay classy, people.